Hello, welcome back to Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. Tonight we're going to be continuing on the last portion of the foam core and cardstock cake stand. Let's get started. And now I have both my bases. Now all I have left to do is make my border. Now for some reason these were flattened out and I just did not like how they look, although I did leave it on the one for Fortnite. I want these circles to be larger. So what I think I'm just gonna start over with the base, and so I'm just going to, but this is the basic design you're looking for. So I'm going to go to file and I'm going to make just a new picture. I'm going to bring a square in because we're going to fill it with this picture. So I'm going to bring in a square. It can be blue for now because we're going to fill it with a picture anyway. And I'm going to take it all the way over to the edge. Oops, there we go. Take it all the way over to the other edge, and you can pull it by any corner because this is solid, so you don't have to worry about proportion. And I'm going to make it about the size of the rim that I want once I add the circles. So now I'm going to add a circle, and I'll make it blue as well. I'm gonna shrink it down a little bit, and then I think I'm going to put definitely, because I want all of these to be the same, at the same, hang down the same amount evenly across, be uniform. So I'm going to go ahead and put a grid line in, go to size and position, alignment grid. I'm going to go with a horizontal, and then I'm just going to bring it up and put this in place about right there, and then I'm just going to bring my line up so I know exactly where I want to be. I think I'm going to add a second horizontal guide since I'm going to be using this circle. I want to make sure that I have all my circles the same size. So I'm going to bring one to the top of the line, so now I know whenever I bring my circle up, it'll just pop right to that line and lock on both of them, and I'll have all of my circles uniform. So now I have this circle. I'm going to click on copy and paste, and I want these to be larger. I like the way the larger ones look. So these, as you can see, are really small. I have what, 9 or 10. I'm going to make these larger than the edge that I made for the Fortnite background. So I'm going to see how big I want to make it. I'm going to go ahead and hit copy and then paste, like I'll do like 7 times, so that I have 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you'll see they increase here on the side, but all of them are stacking. So this is six circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this one up, and it snaps to both, and I'm going to leave a little flat edge here because when you one strip of this edge is not going to be enough, so you'll have to join the separate pieces in order to get all around our circular base. So I leave a little edge so that when I bring this put the next strip on, I can start my circle there, so it will have something to attach to, and it'll give it a more uniform look. So now I'm just going to bring all of these up by dragging from one corner to the bottom corner and getting them all, and I just want the circles to be barely touching each other, and I'm just going to keep pulling the next one. Click on all of my stack is right here, so I'm just going to click there and keep pulling my circles out until I have my entire scalloped edge, and they're popping to the line perfectly just like I wanted them to do. I think I'll get one more in there, and I might resize it to make sure I get that one. Looks like I won't have to resize it. Okay, that looks This one looks like I don't have it on the line, so let me redo that one. Now it's perfect. So now I'm just going to group all my circles, and I can do that by going over to this edge, almost over to the edge, but stopping before I have that full blue rectangle. So now you see I have all my circles. I'm going to group them, and now I can move them as one unit over where I leave a little on each side. And I think I'm going to shrink it down just a bit so that I can move this grid line, because I can still line it up with the top one because I want that little extra edge on each side. And I think I like that. I like that one. So now I'm going to go to cut out in picture, cut out of picture with the cookie cutter shape, so that I can make this into one piece, because right now it's a joined piece. And if I left it like this, the more we do, we have a better chance of the software saying that it's run out of memory, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to go here to cut out in picture, cut out of picture with a cookie cutter shape. I'm going to change it to the square. I'm going to go just a little ways above the top and the bottom edge, go all the way across where you're off a little bit on each side to make sure you're getting that whole strip, and hit next and done. And now I'm going to, you could save this as a master in case at some point you wanted to change these all to diamonds or change them all to like a heart shape. You could do that. So actually you can save this one as a master, but I'm not going to do that right now. But you could save this as a master, a JPEG master, instead of, not, I'm sorry, as a picture it master instead of as a JPEG master, so that you could go back in and change it. Once it's saved as a JPEG, if you don't save a copy as a picture it master, then you would have to go through all the steps of putting the shapes on there again. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and delete this because I know I can make it again, and I'm just going to bring this up to the top, and these are lined up with the edge, which is good. Make sure it's lined up all the way with the edge, because we're just going to duplicate it to make, I think, probably 4 or 5 more layers. And you might not need that, but it'll all be on one sheet, so I try to use up as much of that sheet as I can. So I'm just going to click, while I have this chosen, I'm going to click copy, and then I'm going to click paste 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, they're stacked. You can see here on the side. And I'm going to group these together so that I can move them and resize them as a unit. I'm going to lock it for now, and then I'm going to unlock it once I have resized just this strip to be the same size as the strip above. And that looks perfect. So now I'm going to ungroup, and I'm just going to move these strips down to fill in the page before we change them to our new pattern. Move this one up some. And this is something that I most likely will cut out on my Cricut, but I used to do all these things by hand until the wonderful Cricut came into my life. So whenever I can do it on the Cricut, especially if it's all on one page where you don't have to keep swapping out mats, it's a good idea to use it. So what I do in Cricut, actually, I could just, if I'm going to do it in Cricut, I could just make one of these and take it into Cricut. But I'm going to do it like this because some days I might not feel like using a Cricut, or it might be acting up, and you would still have the panel with 5. But I will show you how to take it into Cricut as well. So now we're going to change these to this pattern, and I'm trying to decide whether I want it this way going vertical, or if I want to turn it horizontal. I'm going to try it vertical first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that first one. I'm going to go to cut out in picture, fill cut out in picture, and I'm going to click on the apple. Then I'm going to go down here to the picture I want to use, and I'm going to drag it up. Now what I'm probably going, let's try just going with the blue since we have a lot of pink on there. What? I think I'm going to just make my own. So I'm going to go drag this up so I'll have the colors I want. Actually, I want these colors. Yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to just make myself 3 strips. One, two. All right, and I'm just going to duplicate this strip 1, 2 times. And bring them up so they're touching each other. Do it one more time. Do it one more time. And bring it up so they're touching each other. And then I'm just going to change the colors. I'm going to go to paint and color effects, fill with a solid color. This is a menu you're not seeing, but you want the red star, which is in the middle, that says fill with a solid color. You're going to click on the strip you want to change, go to paint and color effects, fill with a solid color, and it always defaults to red, and it gives you the dropper. And I'm just going to drop down here and I'm going to choose the pink first. Choose that hot pink. Then I'm going to go to the middle strip, and I think I'll just make that white. So I'm going to once again go to paint and color effects, fill with solid color, and click anywhere in the white area. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that, and click done. Then once again I'm going to go click on the last rectangle or strip. I'm going to go to cutout, and I'm going to go to paint and color effect, fill with a solid color, and this time I'll choose the blue. Alright, I like that. And I just did it pretty much the reverse of this. Or you could make this one silver, like the silver zipper, but I think I'll leave it. Yeah, maybe I'll make that one silver, give it a little pizzazz. So I'm going to go to paint and color effect, fill with a gradient. See if I like that. I kind of like that. And I'm going to hit done. It'll make it look a little fancy. And I'm going to go to paint and color effect and change color this time because I want to lighten it up, make it look more like a lighter silver, match with the zipper a little more. And change color is what we want, and it looks like a purple starfish. So I'm going to click that one, and then I'm just going to click on this, which is the brightness up or down toggle, and I'm going to just click probably 5 times, take it up to 70, and it gives it a pretty good lightness. And I'm going to click done. So now I can delete this because I just used that to get my colors correctly, and this is going to be the strip that goes around our cake with our scallop. So now I'm going to click on my scallop. I'm going to go to cutout and picture, fill cutout and picture, and then I'm going to drag up that edge that I just made. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to pull it down some, or pull it up some. I think I'll bring it up to right there. I don't like that silver being so wide. So before I do that, I'm going to resize that silver piece and make it a lot thinner, so it'll just look like a little accent piece going through there. I think that'll look a lot better. Bring this up. I'm also going to drag it over some so that that edge won't be so light. There. Well, take it to right there. Do the same thing on this side. So you'll have a little dark edge there to so it won't look like part of it's missing. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out with a cookie cutter shape. You probably have memorized that already. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in its own picture. So I'm going to leave the check mark there, and I'm going to hit done. So now we're ready to fill our scallop. So I'm going to click on the first one. I'm going to go to cutout and picture, fill cutout or picture. I'm going to drag it up, and now it should just pop right in there perfectly. Go to the next one, click on it, go to cutout and picture, fill cutout or picture, and I'm just going to do the rest of these, and then we'll move on.
Thank you for watching Harriet's Custom Computer Art Plus. This concludes the design portion of the cake stand. In the next video, I'll show you how easy it is to assemble it.